Alright guys, in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this player right here in 38th place in the EU solo series. And the reason we're taking a look at this guy is because of his match history. He played out 7 matches and only got 1 elimination. He still managed to get a top 40 on the hardest region. And the way he's done this is just insane consistency. Every game is either a 7th place or better. As you can see here, 3rd, 2nd, 7th, 6th, 4th, 6th, 2nd. So I think today we're going to take a look at these 3 games here, as he is in like really high elo towards the end. Loads of pros in the lobby. And we're going to take a look at what he's doing in these games to have such great success while only getting 1 elimination. And also another thing to mention is this guy plays on console and he's on 60 Hz. So this is just a really impressive performance and I want to VOD review it so we can learn how he's done this. So jumping into the first game now, he's landing at this split on the north side of the map up here. And it looks like he's contested by 1 player. Gets hit a little bit here. Now he does end up getting 0 kills this game, so I'm sure he's just going to disengage from this fight. Okay, just looting up. I think the other guy's running away. Okay, he takes the toilet. And he's made it out. So he's just disengaged from that fight. Like I mentioned, he is on console, 60 Hz. So I doubt he has the craziest mechanics or fighting ability. But he just plays to his strengths, just playing out every game so consistently. Doesn't even need to get kills. Especially in this meta now with the TP mask. You can play out a whole game without getting refreshes, just because of the mobility. And let's take a look at this lobby real quick, see what the elo's looking like. We've got Rax, Hari, Cade, Ping, Cringe. So a pretty stacked lobby here. A lot of good players in this game. Now this playstyle is not for the weak-minded. This is a very boring and slow playstyle. If you guys get bored easily, you can't just sit in a box and wait for endgame, then you're not going to be able to do this playstyle. So he's making a lurk play here, but he doesn't even have a shotgun, so I don't know what the plan is. Maybe just spray him and then run away. Okay, decides to just run away. Takes the TP mask instead of the AR. But I think his main objective in the early game is just get cap mats and get the loot that he has here, like the heals and the mobility. And he always carries launch pads. The launch pads are a big part of the strategy, as we'll see later on in the end game. So some pretty good zone pulls for where he's landing. Like he hasn't had to move too much. Okay. Get some early surge here with the AR. Zone 4 pulls, and once again he's inside the zone. So he doesn't really have to do anything. The one good thing about solos is you're never going to need too much surge. Even in like the highest elo in opens, you're only going to need like 300 damage and you can survive the whole game off that. So just by carrying an AR for the early game here, he's able to get those tags. Okay, zone 5 pulls, and now he has to rotate. Unless he wants to play Storm here. He does have medkits inside the box. So what he could do is, of course, zone 6, the next zone, is a partial zone. And he has a spare launchpad on him, so he could wait here. Play the medkits in Storm, wait for Zone 6 to reveal itself. Let's say it pulls over here. He just fizzes, pops the launchpad here, and just flies straight to the zone. So he's sitting in Storm, waits for it to appear. Oh, he actually is doing what I thought he would. Yeah, that's exactly what I just said a second ago. And it's really good they did that because he got a max pull zone. He's able just to skip past all of this, just rotate through the sky. And get to the next zone really easily. And notice how he's flying like way deeper into the zone, putting himself in a really good position here. He's like somewhere here. The map's still bugged, but you can't see whoever you're spectating. So this game he's decided to carry the AR. So he actually wants to have a gun here. Obviously because of the Storm Surge. Only 58 above right now. He does need some more tags. Which he is getting. And a good zone pull here. I think he's... Is he inside of it or just outside? So getting into that endgame now. He's got a really solid loadout here. Great heals, great mobility, great mats. And a great zone pull here as well. Pulls towards him. Over peeking a little bit there. Gets tagged quite a bit. TP's far and just boxes up. We're going to slow this down now as we get into this end game. Now, I've actually watched one of his games already. It wasn't this one. It's one that we're going to take a look at in a little bit. And one of the things he does in endgame is just, like, such a really good strategy. So make sure you guys stick around to find out what it is. Okay, pops his fizz. runs back, throws down the launch pad. And if you guys haven't seen this strat already, then this is it. It's really good. You basically just stay in the sky as long as you can. And because the launch pad sends you so high, no one's really looking up that high to see where you are and like shooting at you. So you can just spend a lot of time there. Now he lands. Still got really good mats. And he's going to do the same thing again on this next zone. Pops the fizz. Pops the launch pad. And now we can just chill up here for like 30 seconds or so. Basically skip a whole zone, a whole rotate, save all of these mats that he would be burning right now on this rotate. And the reason he's marking high ground there is to see how far away they are compared to where he is. Because if it's less than 75 meters, then the high ground player will actually see the glider visuals, like on the visual sound effects. And then they'll know that someone's above them, so they'll look up and start shooting him. So he marked it, and as soon as he got within like 75 meters, he dives down, so they can't look up and shoot him. Position's on a good high layer here. Now he's not going to go for high ground, as he is a very passive player. No guns or anything. He's just staying on these high layers so he doesn't get griefed on low ground. And it just makes for some really easy rotates up here. Runs back, throws the TP high. Really good strategy to get over all the builds and stuff in front of him. Gets the front side. Takes a good bit of damage there. He's only got 5 fizz left, so he's going to be quite weak. Only 120 health. Or 110, actually. I like how he just uses the fizz there. Jumps around the storm, gets to the front side. Now we're into the final zone. And he's got 40 builds left. Like 400 mats in the final zone. All because of that launchpad rotate that he did earlier. Both of the launchpad rotates. He was able to save so many mats that he doesn't have to go for refreshes in endgame. So just playing out all the mats. Nothing crazy here. Gets a little lucky refresh there on low ground. Plays out the builds until he runs out of mats. Whiffs the shot and goes down in 4th place. So a very solid placement there. Top 4 in a lobby like that is very good. Okay, jumping into the next game now. And of course he's landing at the same spot. Actually, he swerved a bit. So he's decided to land at this house. I think that's because the other place was contested. So that's good that he has like backup options where he can swerve to if he's conned, if he doesn't want to fight off spawn. And this is the only game in the whole tournament where he got a kill. This one elimination towards the end of the game. So let's just speed up through the early game. It's probably very similar to the last game. He's just going to be looting up, getting his mats, and preparing for the end game. Now he heads into Supernova to farm up some mats. Okay, he gets some Surge there. Of course, he can't actually fight the guy because he doesn't have a shotgun. Wow, it takes a lot of damage here. He's going to have to burn through some heals. But he's still doing alright. Just needs to farm up some mats, find a little bit more loot, and probably the launch pads as well that he's looking for. I'm surprised that with such a passive playstyle he doesn't play edge map and try and play in storm. But he actually seems to just rotate deep into the zone every single time. Whereas if he goes into POIs like this, he's able to farm up mats, open more chests that people have left over, hopefully find himself some launch pads and fizz, which I think he needs for his strategy. And you see what he did there? He threw the TP, and then he went towards where the player was. And the reason for that is, of course, if he gets into any trouble, this guy tries to fight him, he can just TP back out as he's already placed it down. So he's taken the 2 launch pads, no fizz yet. And he's still carrying the AR to get some Surge tags. As we saw in that last game, he almost went below Surge. So once you're in high elo, you do have to look for Surge. Not a crazy amount, but a couple hundred damage should set you up well for the game. Now he's juggling all these spare heals and stuff to his base, where he wants to position and wait for endgame. As we see here, he's got some spare medkits, he's got a big pot. And he's also positioned on a launch pad. So when he wants to rotate next, he just has that pad there already. And like I said earlier, it is a very boring playstyle. It's just a lot of waiting around, sitting in boxes, and not really W keying or taking any fights. But it's a very efficient playstyle, as we see top 40 on the leaderboard. So if you guys aren't the best fighters, maybe you're not confident in W keying, or you don't get a lot of kills, you should definitely try a strategy like this. Especially with the mobility meta right now, and the points format. Like, it's really easy to do this sort of stuff. And just like the last game, waits for the 6th zone, he positions on a pad and waits for the 6th zone. And this one pulls far. He doesn't have a fizz, so I don't know how he's going to pad all the way. So let's see what he actually decides to do here. He does have the medkits, of course, so he can tank this storm. Takes the AR, hits the launch pad, and just wraps around to the edge. Okay. Oh, he's actually going to hit the geyser. Wow. Great map knowledge from this guy right here. Hits the geyser, sends him super high. He's able to go all the way into the dead side now. Could probably refarm a bit behind him, like wherever he needs. Maybe some brick. He could probably go like back here on this hill and refarm it. Early rotate, round the dead side. Takes a little bit of damage there. Makes his way in, following the old builds. We can start slowing this down now. 150 above Surge, so could do with a few more tags. Yanis up there, so you already know this is going to be a good lobby. He's in high elo here. Wow, he's actually using that in-game. Alright, so what he's done there, if you guys haven't seen it, make sure you follow me on my Twitter. There's a link down below. I actually showed this strategy on there like a couple of days ago. With the new TP mask and the super launch pads, you can throw a TP onto a launch pad. And when you do that, it's going to send you like super high into the sky. And you won't have a glider as well. So let's go back and see how he's actually done this here. So he's getting held in Storm here. Yanis isn't rotating. Throws the launch pad. Throws the TP onto it. And then pops it. And as you see here, the replay lags. But it sends him straight up into the sky. And from there, he's thrown his TP. You can see it right there. He's thrown the TP forward. He pops it midair. And then he throws another one. And he pops it again. And now he's made it from all the way back here, where Yanis was. Now he's over here on the dead side. That is just a crazy rotate. So good. Now he's on dead side. He can refarm. And when I posted this strat on Twitter the other day, I didn't think it would be used. Like, it's kind of mid, you know, it's not a great strat. Maybe you could take height with it in some situations. But this guy's just showed it off perfectly here. Like, what a great use of it. Able to get across the whole zone and into a really good position. And he gets the zone pull as well. I'm surprised he didn't use this opportunity to refarm a bit while he was in the dead side. Should definitely pop a noodle here, a ramen. Nice, he does. Okay, we can speed this up again. He's probably just going to wait around in his box for a little while. Probably going to use a launch pad here. Yep. Oh, he's doing the same strat again. Wow, this guy's actually... He's got it. He's got the tech. So yeah, shoots him up. He's able to, like, momentum, like, move himself across the zone. And I think the reason he's doing that trick this game is because he didn't find the fizz. So he can't go as high in the sky with the fizz pad. So he's able to do that trick instead. Now, going into the moving zones, he's got over 1,000 mats left. Still got good heals and the TP mask, of course. Throws the TP high. Pops it midair, so he's got time to land or look around before he lands. Make sure he's landing somewhere safe. Looks back. And that is his only kill. Right there. Looking back with the AR. That was his only kill in the whole tournament. Runs back into Storm. And I like what he did there. Before he went back for the loot, you see how he threw the TP? Let's watch that again. So he gets the kill on backside. Sees the loot fall into low ground in Storm. Throws the TP. Runs down. Gets the loot. And can just straight away TP back up to the top. Really good stuff. Like, such simple things. But, like, everything this guy does is really simple stuff. But he's just playing it so well. And for a console player on 60 Hz, this is really impressive. Now he's got 700 mats going into the final 2 zones. Got to be one of the most stacked players in this lobby. 2 ARs on him, though. What a weird loadout. TP's front side. I think he fell a bit there. He wanted to be on a higher layer. But he's just using his mats, tarping his way in. And because he has all of these ramen, he's able to tank Storm a little bit there to get himself into better positions. Now into that final zone. Still got 500 mats. And he's setting his TP down in case he needs to, like, run back in Storm. Let's say someone tries to fight him, or if he runs out of mats, he can just go back to that TP and play his ramen, his white heals in the zone. Gets shot from height. Now he's kind of weak. He has to use his heals here. So he's not going to be able to play heal off at the end. Probably wants to drop here. He's getting pressured from height, as he is second height. Only 100 wood now. He's kind of lucky it's playing through these old builds. Otherwise he would have run out of mats. 0 builds now. He's probably just going to play the ramen, try to get some extra placement points. Maybe look for some white heals out here. He doesn't have a shotgun, he can't really get a refresh or anything. He has to just play with what he's got. And he goes down in 6th place. So another really solid placement. Alright, into the final game now. And he was uncontested off spawn this time. So we can just skip through all of this. The same thing as every game. Looting up. Getting his mats. This time he's actually able to loot his whole drop spot. As he was uncontested. So just like we've seen in the last 2 games. Very similar loadout. He's got the heals. He's got the mask. He's got the AR for the Storm Surge. No launch pads yet. But other than that, looking good. And this game is, of course, a high elo lobby. Mr. Savage, we've got Prism, Nebs, Yanis, Kiduo, Ifrozi, Hari, Demus. So, a lot of really good players in this game. So just like we've seen with the other 2 games, he's got the loadout he wants, he's got cap mats, and now he just comes in positions somewhere like in a POI where he can stack loot in a box and prepare for the end game. Alright, so the 6th zone has pulled. He wasn't on a launch pad this game. He can't do the normal wait and storm and then launch pad to it. So we'll see what he does here instead. Actually, there is a lot of launch pads in OXR, so he could just run over to one of them and do the same thing that he does every game. I think he might just be waiting for everyone else to rotate towards zone, and then he's going to go and do that. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. Exactly the same thing every game. Wraps around in storm, so he can't really get shot at. Probably the worst pull he could have got, as he is over here on this island. But it's a very simple rotate. You just go up here, up to the right. Maybe even use a launch pad up here to go all the way over everybody into the dead side. He's getting held here, but he has only 1 TP away from being in zone. Actually uses 2 TPs just to get over everybody into the dead side. Zone pulls into the dead side. He's able to go straight away. Position in a good spot here, ready for the next bit of the rotate. And just like we've seen in every game, he goes into the end game with really good mats, really good heals, really good mobility. Like, this guy just plays the perfect mid game that sets him up so well for the end game. A domino effect, right? If you have a good early game, you get all your loot sorted, then you position well, you have a good mid game, and then you go into end game with stacked loot, then you're going to perform well in the end game. So it's just like a domino effect of like good things falling into place, just playing well, and consistency as well. Like consistent mid games, he does the same thing every game. He just has a perfect strat. Okay, so only 14 above Surge here. Oh, he doesn't even have a gun, so he can't do anything about that. He just decides to use the pad, stay up in the sky, and just hope that he doesn't get hit by Storm Surge. I mean, what's he going to do here? Jump in a box and pickaxe someone? Definitely not. Lands on a high layer. That's also a good thing to do when you're using the launch pads like this. Be on a high layer so that when you go to use it, there's not a load of builds above you blocking you from throwing the launch pad or like going up on it. And once again, he just stays up here for as long as possible until he gets in sort of the distance for high ground to hear him. And then he dives down onto a high layer. And he's still got nearly 1,000 mats left going into the final 2 zones. Throws the TP up there, bounces it off of high ground. And there he just decides to tap his fizz and run and tarp in a little bit. Sets the TP in the box here, like we've seen in the other end games. If he needs to TP back there, he can. Down to 300 wood now. Into the final moving zone. He's not going to be able to get a refresh here. I mean, wow. What a play. Like, he has those 2 medkits to play the heal off. He's ran out of mats. But like I mentioned, he set the TP back in Storm like a whole minute ago. He's able to TP back here, play out the whites, and secure the top 2 placement in this game. So just some insane strategies out of this guy. And he just played the game so well, so consistent, while being on a console on 60 Hz. What a performance. Shout out to this guy, Nemo. What a goat. So that is it for today's VOD review. Hopefully you guys have learned something from this. If you have, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to the channel, and hopefully I'll see you all in my next video.